Hey guys, we're going to do some car news today. We'll have some exciting news in electric cars, and we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk muscle car talk, and we're going to have some shout outs and community support. But we're mostly going to delve into what's happening with the electric cars right now. There's some exciting news going on, some increased production at Tesla. There's some things going on with Renault and some other car manufacturers with their electric cars. And we're going to get into that here in just a minute. RT Gang, hello. How are you doing? Terrific Toucan, hello. In addition to community support and things, we're going to go over some car news today. Mostly the electric car news. And don't panic, I am not giving up my muscle cars. And we're going to go over that too. Where they're going to fit in the driveway. Yeah. There's still some problems with the electric cars, and Renault is making some changes to address some of that. There's also of course been that production problem with Tesla, and especially with their Tesla Model 3, and they are doing they have quadruple production. I'll just go ahead and put it out there. They have quadruple production this quarter over last quarter, the last quarter of 2017. I just said anyway, they were up to 10,000 vehicles this quarter they produced. I know one of those vehicles is in Chattanooga right now, and I'm very much looking forward to filming that. It's owned by the same guy. I filmed his Tesla Model S that he's put over 100,000 miles on, and it still looks and runs like brand new. But there's always been several problems with these. Let me just put in here on my title here so everybody knows what we're talking about. Sorry, it's hard for me to type and talk at the same time. I am not much of a typist. I did fly a desk for the last few years of owning the MasterTech Corporation, but I always jumped up at every opportunity and went out there and got in the trenches with my guys every chance I got. So I like to get up and move around and get dirty. Gregory Salvatore, welcome. Yes, in addition to doing community support and doing some shout outs and stuff, we're doing car news and car talk. And we're on the subject of the electric cars right now and the muscle cars. Now, Tesla has just increased their production, the quadruple production for the first quarter here. There's now, oh wow, RT Gang is over 100 subs. Look at that. Yeah, there we go. 100 subs. That is awesome. That is awesome. You know, our Sane Enterprises channel still hasn't hit the 100 subs yet. So, all right, RT Gang, way to go. And hey, great community. Great for you guys in the community helping RT Gang hit that 100. That is awesome. This is awesome community. Everybody in the hashtag Insane community, all our Insane friends, all our hashtag I am a creator community. Way to go. Good job. RT Gang over 100. And Gregory Salvatore hit 500 last night. Look at that. Look at that. I'm so glad I got on here. Woo. All right. All right. I'm sorry that Carol's not here for this. She is still selling the crap out of insurance like crazy. She has got so many sales this last month, and she's 2 days into the new month. So many sales last month that she broke the record of the history of the office that she's in, the location. Everybody in the entire location, she has the highest sales of the history of that location in her company. So and more sales than all of the other salespeople combined. Of course, she does that every month. RT Gang is up to 103 now. That is awesome. Camaro time. Hey, how are you doing? You're at work and cannot watch? Now listen, if you can't watch, but listen, RT Gang just went over 100, and Gregory Salvatore got over 500. So, way to go. And Camaro time, I know you're very into this helping and supporting people, so I know you had something to do with that. So be happy and be proud. Terrific Toucan. That was me. All right. Well, Gregory Salvatore Insurance did that for 9 years. So we have to be out of the industry. Yeah, if you don't like it, if it's something you don't like, it's going to be like poking yourself in the eye with a dirty finger. But she loves it. She loves it. And she's been in a lot of sales, a lot of different things, and she loves doing the sales in the insurance industry. She loves being a licensed agent, and so it's not a chore for her. Time was there when I hit. Camaro time was there when you hit. That's great. That is awesome. See, I had a feeling he had something to do with it. You know. And you were on Pusa Studios. Yeah, good. Shout out to them too. They're awesome. Very great. Alex Fisher, howdy howdy. Good. Welcome to the chat. We've got some car news, some auto news, but we've got so much great community news right now that Camaro time is at 798. He is only 2 away from 800, and it's getting to seem really hard for him. Let's see if we can't get him pushed up, get Camaro time pushed up over 800 on this live stream here today. I'm going to stick with y'all for a while, see if we can't get Camaro time only 2 away from 800. We're celebrating RT Gang getting 100 and 500 for Gregory Salvatore, and now we want to add Camaro time to that celebration. He was actually there with one of these milestones. And Auto Dreamer 77, hello to you. Welcome. Oh, terrific. Toucan says, you think 800 is hard to get? I have 19. Well, stick with this group, Terrific Toucan, because, man, they can really help you. And both on this channel, Sane Auto, also on our channel, Sane Enterprises, we do these lives, community support and stuff. We don't even talk car news or anything over there on Sane Enterprises. It's all nothing but community growth and how to grow your channel and things like that. Also, we have a schedule. We hold the schedule for live stream. There's a couple more people I got to put on here, but we've got all these live streams that you can attend. And tomorrow, James Cox is going to be on at 3, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday we start at 2 o'clock right here on this channel, Sane Auto 2 to 4, then Sane Enterprises 4 to 6. Mill Hill Mud Mowers goes from 6 to 8. Gregory Salvatore goes from 9 to 10, and Gregory Salvatore just hit 500. So, you know, and he's helping the community, and that's what happens. If you help this community, go to these people's channels, support them, watch the whole video. Don't ruin people's video analytics by hit and go like some kind of sub for subber. We don't do sub for sub. That ruins videos. Okay, and don't use the S word in your typing. The bots will get you, and they'll take subs away from you. That sub word and subscribe and all that is poisonous. They've got bots that look for that, and if you sound like a sub for subber, act like a sub for subber, YouTube wants to get rid of you. They want real networking, real community building, and that's what we do here. And what I see, usually most people who do sub for sub, the reason they do it is because they don't know how to do networking or community building. So especially on the Sane Enterprise channel, we talk a lot about how to network and how to do community building, because people need to know. A couple of months ago, you can see when we founded the hashtag I'm a Creator community, and we were all, you know, kind of stumbling around in the community, trying to build this community, trying to figure it out, and trying to figure out how to not be sub for subbers. We were still using that word. You can see comments on community members' pages still to this day from me, myself, and this is a little confession here. Right beside James Cox's comments, where I would go on there and I would comment on their page, and then the next person to show up would be James Cox, and then other people would show up, and you can see those S words in my comments. You can see them in James Cox's comments. You can see them in other people's comments. So we're not getting on to you when we tell you not to use those words. We're trying to teach you that those will get subs taken away from you by the bots. And what you need to do is true support. When you go to somebody's page, commenting is good, but how you comment, if you're building a community and your networking, is different from how you comment if you're sub for sub. And how much of the video you watch is different. You watch at least 2 minutes or the whole video, you're more like a community member and you're networking. You just hit it, ask for a sub and leave, then you're a sub for subber. And a lot of us had to learn how to be good community members. Alex Fisher just hit 100 yesterday. Again, holy, there's so much going on in the community right now. So many people are meeting milestones. All right. What is it? I mean, community, great. Community, I'm telling you. Yes. Hashtag insane friends. Hashtag I am a creator. I mean, hashtag sane community. All you guys are just great. You're awesome. You sure are helping each other out. RT Gang is just gone up to 105. I mean, it's climbing and climbing. Do not forget, Camaro Time is only 2 away from his goal. So we need to help Camaro Time out. He is 2 away from hitting 800. Hashtag RT Gang, hashtag Mopar Gang. Yes, the Mopar community is a great community. That is one of the first communities that I met before the letters went out, before anything happened. When I was trying to build the hashtag Sane community and make hashtag insane friends and just kind of filling this out and trying to do community and get away from sub for sub and trying to figure out how to apply what I knew about networking from brick and mortar businesses out here, and because you can't really go to chamber meetings and commerce meetings and stuff like that on YouTube. So what do? You go and comment on people's videos, and you make sure you watch the whole video so you can comment on something in the video, or comment letting them know who told you about their page. If you found out about their page from somebody else's page, then you can type in there, you know, I found out from you by, you know, James Cox, or I found out from you from Saneauto, or I found out about your page from Unmedicated and Dysfunctional. I found out of your page from Mill Hill Mowers. Diego 40ism, hello, how are you doing? I was checking out, I think it was last night you had a live stream, and I went in there a little too late. I left a message anyway. Gregory Salvatore, RT Gang is here. Alex Fisher is here. Alex Fisher says he's got everyone here. That's nice. That's very good. See, that's what you do. If I missed you, let me know. I hope you left their tabs open so their videos can play, because that's one of the things I cover on Sane Enterprises when I'm teaching how to work the community, how to be a good member of the community. Alex Fisher says, you know, it's all the support in these live streams. I came into one and all of a sudden everyone would say, hey, got your back, Alex. Well, it's because the people in these live streams are such great, wonderful, giving people. It's because we have found out, we figured out, you know, we all started the same. We didn't know what the heck we were doing. And some of us for years, when it came to community building on YouTube and how to function in a community on YouTube, we had to figure out how to do it correctly. And basically what it boils down to is going to other people's channels and giving them on their page, on their pages and on their videos exactly the same thing we want on our videos. We want somebody to view the whole video. We want somebody to comment about something in the video so that we can have the peace of mind of knowing they actually watched the video, because they wouldn't have known that piece of information if they hadn't watched the video. Something in the middle, something at the end. We want to see comments on our videos because we know all those things stimulate the algorithm and get YouTube to do the one thing they won't do for small channels, and that is promote their video. We hope that somebody would do this within the first 24 hours of our video going out, because that's when it gets the most stimulation. And so if we do all these things for that person in this community, it comes back at us. It goes out there and it comes back. Now, in sub communities, it doesn't work that way, because all they're interested in is subs. And they think that if they get enough subs, then everything else is going to happen. But it just doesn't work that way. I mean, you've got lots of channels that have all the subs that they need from doing sub to sub, but they don't have the watch time, they don't have the analytics, their videos are not getting promoted, and it's because they don't have true support. And that's why we say support instead of saying subs, because support is a lot more than subbing. And community building is a lot more than sub for sub, and networking is a lot more than sub for sub. And we got to keep teaching this, because we keep having new people come in, and although, you know, we've been doing this for a long time, what seems like a long time now, it's going to be even harder 6 months from now to remember what it was like to not know all these things. And this is one of the reasons why on Sane Enterprises I'm making a whole video on nothing but how to take on the responsibility of ranking and teaching the people directly below your rank. Right now, this page, we're getting close to 1,300, and we've been on here, this page has been on here for like 10 years. So we have a responsibility to help out everyone who's in that 1K, the 3 figures, and everyone that's 2 figures. Or how is that? Wait a minute. No, we're 4 figures, aren't we? If we're in the thousands. And so we've got to help out everybody that's 4 figures and everybody that's 3 figures. And all you guys that are 3 figures, you think you're really way down there, but you've got a lot of people that are 2 figures. They still hadn't hit 100 yet. And you guys that are in the hundreds, you've got a responsibility to help those guys out that are in the single figures. You think it feels bad when you've only got 20 or 30. Remember how it felt when you only had 5 or 6 or 7. I mean, somebody's got to reach down there and help those guys up. And when we get to where we're 6 or 7 figures, we're not going to be able to help everyone. There's just not going to be time. So you got to be responsible for the ones that are on your level and the ones that are directly below you and subscribers, in order to keep this thing from falling apart. Roger Bailey, welcome. How are you doing? RT Gang is here. Camaro Time is here. Camaro Time is only 2 away from hitting 800. Yes, 1,000 is 4 digits. Yep, that's right, Alex Fisher. I was saying 3 digits for a while, and I corrected myself. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not 3 digits, that's 4. You're at 4 digits when you're 1,000 above. You know, I stayed at 3 digits so long, I guess I'm stuck there. 10 years at 3 digits is good. But, you know, once you're at 4 digits, your responsibility is to continue helping out everyone at 4 digits, and to make sure you're helping out everyone at 3 digits. Everybody at 3 digits is responsible for helping out everyone else at 3 digits, and remember what it was like to have only 2 digits and help those people out too. And try to get in the habit of doing this, because when you get up to 6 and 7 figures, you're not going to be able to help everyone. And you're at a 7-figure rank, you need to help everyone at 7-figure rank and everyone at 6-figure rank, and teach them to help the 6-figure people to help everyone at 6 figures and everyone at 5 figures, so on and so forth, so that everybody at 5 figures is helping everybody at 4 figures, everybody at 4 figures is helping everybody at 4 and 3 figures, so on and so forth, so we can keep all the support and the help going throughout the community, and everybody has somebody helping them, no matter how big some of the members get. And try to remember who was with you in the beginning. Right now, we're mostly founders here, because it's still only 2 months out for the, I know that the hashtag Insane community is a little bit older, but the hashtag I Am Creator community honestly is bigger, and it's younger. It's only been a couple of months, and it's so huge already that we've got to institute some organization into the organization, so that people don't get overwhelmed thinking they got to help everybody and just throw their hands up and give up. Okay, Gregory Salvatore is telling somebody, if you comment on a video of mine, I will check you out tonight. Let me know I saw you here. I want to check everyone out. Yes, that is true. What Gregory Salvatore, I say the same thing to people. When you're in lives and stuff like that, make sure you're going to people's channels. Let their whole video play, and leave a comment on there that does not include any S words. Everybody in the community knows what you need, and they are in the habit of giving exactly what they want first. That's another difference between true networking and community building, is I still see people who are sub for subbers come on the platform, come into the community, and try to take advantage of the community by putting comments like, if you sub for me, and you go to my page and sub for me, then I'll sub you back. Well, if they're not subbing your channel when they first get there, they're probably not watching the video either. They're hit and run sub for sub. And now I'm not saying just discount all these people. If you try to, because some of us were doing the same thing long ago when we didn't know any better, try to educate them, try to tell them how it works, that what we're looking for is true support and networking and community building, not sub for sub. And true networking and community building goes way beyond subbing somebody. It's, you know, watching each other's videos, trying to learn from each other's videos, trying to learn from each other's page, giving constructive criticism. And oftentimes we try to do that in a positive way as well by saying something nice about what we like about the video and not saying anything about the other part of the video, hoping they'll get the hint, you know. And everybody's trying to improve. We don't want to discourage people from making videos just because their videos aren't perfect, because you're never going to get your videos perfect. If you do, you're better than me, because I can't make mine perfect. I can improve, though, and I think I've improved my videos enough to where some of my older videos are just embarrassing when I look at them now. And that's the way it should be, just constant improvement, not, you know, trying for perfection, because then we would not make any videos, we wouldn't get any practice, and we'd never improve. Truck Guy Joe, he says he's fortunate that his wife supports him and understands the time needed to be part of the YouTube. Yep. It takes time. It takes time doing the community building too. And I would say that you need to spend at least a third of your time on your networking and community building, and the other 2/3 of your time on the other things. The other things meaning a third of your time on your actual videos. And then the other third of the time on your page stuff, like your tags, your titles, your thumbnails, your banner art, of course your banner art, a lot of times you're just going to do that one time. But on all these kind of things, and involved in each one of these things, needs to be at least every day or every other day watching some kind of learning videos like the ones we put on Sane Enterprises to teach you how to grow your channel and stuff, and the ones that like Daryl Eves and Roberto Blake and a lot of these other guys that teach how to grow your channel and stuff. And so a lot of those guys don't have any brick and mortar business experience, but they've got a lot of YouTube experience. And I know Daryl Eves is YouTube certified, so there's a lot of good information there. and go to our lives, because we're talking about this community building and stuff, which is at least a third of growing your channel, community building, on all these live shows, which I don't even have them all written down here. I need to get better at that, because I am the keeper of the live schedule. But I've also got this whole book. You got to get organized too. This is just the binder for the YouTube stuff, and I've got all these tabs for all these different aspects of the YouTube channels that I have to keep on top of in order to grow the channel. And then I have a whole bookcase over there of all the other things that I have to keep for running my business. And, well, businesses, plural, because I have two. And then Carol, of course, has her insurance stuff, which she's way on top of. I'm not even sure how she manages to do that. She outsells everybody in the office, and she broke another record last month by outselling everyone in the history of the insurance office. She had the highest sales of the history of the insurance office, period, from every month ever. Build It RT, welcome. Welcome. There's several people from the Mopar community in here today. That is so awesome. I mean, the Mopar community has been very supportive and helpful, you know, since at least with my page here and each other, since before the letter even went out, since before we even got involved with hashtag I am a creator. And back when I was trying to put together the hashtag Sane community, and which a lot of people have gotten into the habit of using hashtag insane and hashtag insane friends, which is fine with me. I mean, that's fine with me. I mean, if we end up switching that, it doesn't bother me at all, because that seems a little more festive, you know, a bunch of insane friends, which we do have some insane friends here, that's for sure. As long as you're positively insane, that's fine. Terrific Toucan is in the house. Gregory Salvatore is got to go back to work. But yeah, everybody, if you haven't heard already, Gregory Salvatore has hit a milestone here, and so had Camaro time is only 2 away from hitting 800. RT Gang hit 100 subs, and Gregory Salvatore hit 500. This is all within the last 24 hours. So, you know, this is very recent. Wonderful things going on in the community. And who else hit a milestone? Somebody was telling me y'all hit a milestone. Who was that? Was that you, Alex Fisher? I had a guy comment on one of my vids yesterday and saying that my vids aren't interesting enough to keep subs. Was kind of upset about it. I knew a new sub to channel came in and told him a thing or two. That's nice, but you know, I'd be willing to bet you, Alex, if you went and looked at the guy that gives comments like that, if you went and looked at his channel, he's probably got either only 2 or 3 videos or no content at all. And we see that a lot. And what we do with those people is we starve them out. We don't give them any attention at all. You can either ignore the comment or delete the comment. And what happens, and we stay positive. We don't let them become the topic of the conversation. We keep talking about the great things that are going on in the community and the great people that are in the community. And we shout out the great people in the community. And move on. And what happens is those people get really frustrated and angry with the fact that we won't pay any attention to them. They get really frustrated and angry that they can't take over the topic of the conversation. They see us as sickly sweet, positive, and it drives them crazy. And then they go away and they never come back again because they can't stand us. And then we win. We win. The power of positivity wins over that. And all they really accomplish when they do that is by being negative. And Mill Hill Mud Mowers said something to me that has stuck with me and helped me realize something like this, because he mentioned a battery. And I realized that's exactly what goes on with a battery and electrical system. The ones that go negative get shorted out. They short themselves out and they can't do what they want to do. They can't grow their channel. They can't get any subs. They can't do what you're doing. And they're jealous of what you've accomplished. They see that you've got subs. They see that your videos are not perfect. And they're thinking, well, I always thought that I haven't made any videos yet because I thought I had to make them perfect. And if I made perfect videos, I should get this and I should get, and here this guy here, he's got imperfect stuff and he's doing imperfect things and he's still getting success. And I just don't like that. And they get all uppity about it. Let them go ruin their lives. Let them go think like that. Let them live in their own misery. And we'll just stay here in all our wonderful accomplishment and helping each other out. And if they're mad, we win. Auto Dreamer 77, welcome here. This started out as community support and it's turned into celebration after celebration. Wrestler Mania. Wait a minute. Here we go. We got another one here. Man, I tell you what. Wrestler Mania has hit 500, and let's see where he said he did it during the James Cox stream. He hit 500. You know, Who else was it hit 500s in here? Build It RT is at 373. And Camaro Time is at work. He dropped in for a second to let us know he is only 2 away from hitting 800. And hopefully we can, when he gets done at work and goes and checks in again, what I want to happen is him to go check when he gets a chance and find out that he's already over 800. That would be awesome if we could do that. Get him some support. But yes, congratulations to Wrestler Mania. Congratulations to Build It RT. Congratulations to RT Gang. And wow. Y'all are accomplishing so much right now so fast. I can't even keep up with it all. Wow. Here I was. I have all this great car news. And everything. And to tell you guys. And y'all have so much great news. You just... Time to die. No. Okay. Please have a shout out. Well, you just got one. Even though I butchered your name, you did get one. And but yeah, you if you're looking for support and stuff, I tell you how it works here. Don't use any S words you haven't already, so don't. Oh boy, you kind of did. But yeah, avoid those because bots are looking for those, and they will get you. YouTube bots. They don't like those words. But the trick here that we have learned is true networking and community building works. Sub for sub does not work out the way anybody had hoped, and YouTube is making great efforts to make sure that sub for sub doesn't work at all. And if they can't stop you from doing it, eventually they just take your whole page away. So true networking and community building, and how we do that is we just go out and you click on everybody's icon, go to their page, make sure you let the whole video play. That is critical. Let the whole video play, because if it's just a short piece of the video, it kills their analytics. The video doesn't get promoted anymore. If it's the whole video plays, it improves the analytics and it gets played more. And just go do for them exactly what you would hope they do when they come to your channel. A good comment, a good long watch on the video, a comment about something in the video so they can tell that you watched the video for real, and then they will reciprocate. There's nobody in here that, well, like we're used to from just going out there in the YouTube world and anybody and everybody and trying to do sub for sub. You just pretty much get ignored. And especially by the bigger tubers. This community, hashtag I am creator community, hashtag Sane community, hashtag insane, all these great people in the Mopar community, they don't ignore people. If you go do good things to their channel, you'll get good things back. Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure is here. Sane Enterprise, I like the stream and I'm getting to share it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. Sharing is another way. That's another way. Comments are key. You know, leaving comments and a good amount of watch time, because another problem with sub for sub is when you go ask for sub and stuff like that, and you leave that sub for sub comment, and then you go on to the next video. YouTube can tell that you didn't watch the video. YouTube can tell that you only watched a little bit of the video. They use that piece of information plus the S words to tell, and they label you as a sub for subber, and then they take a handful of subs away from your channel. They can take subs away from the channel that you were interacting with. It's poison. And it automatically, short views on a video automatically starts taking away the chance of that video being promoted by YouTube, whereas long watch time on a video increases the chance of YouTube promoting that video. And so we got to do, and especially everybody that's new, we all had to learn this when we were new. You got to go on other people's pages, everybody's if you got the time, and let multiple tabs be open so that you can let the video play all the way. You can see something in the middle or near the end of the video, comment on that, or whoever you found them from. You know, if you're having a hard time thinking of what to say about the video, type in something about, I found your channel because of, you know, Mill Hill Mud Mowers, or I found your channel because I was on Wrestler Mania's. You were on Wrestler Mania's comments. I found your channel because you were on Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventures comments. I found your video, I found your channel in Saneauto's live stream. I found your comment in Sane Enterprises live stream. And but most of all, watch the whole video and don't use S words, and don't use back. Like, you don't have to ask for support back or anything back. And they're looking for those words back or return and stuff like that. You don't have to use those words in this community. Hashtag Insane Community, the Mopar community, the hashtag I Am a Creator community. All these communities are real communities. They're very supportive, and support is so much more than subs. And it doesn't really profit you much to have a bunch of subs if you don't have any watch time, you don't have any comments on your videos and stuff. You've got to have all of this, and only a true support group and true support can give you this. And the only way you can get it is by going out and giving it first. And there's other things other ways you can give to the community that will come back to you above and beyond the comments and the watch time, and that is by doing the shout outs. Sharing people's videos on Twitter and Facebook and things like that. You know, I've recently gotten a little bit quicker at responding to the comments and going to the other people's pages and then commenting on their videos and stuff like that. And because I've gotten a little bit quicker, I've been able to add to my regime every day of tweeting other people's videos. I copy the URL to their video, copy and paste it in a tweet, and then tweet their video. And that works way better than when I was just tweeting my own videos. And I know it seems kind of strange and counterintuitive, but it really does work better if you're tweeting other people's videos and promoting other people's pages. You end up doing more for your own page by doing those things for somebody else instead of yourself. If you know what I mean, it just works. Wrestler Mania says, welcome to the hashtag I Am a Creator community. Yes, very good. Time to die. Okay, yeah, I still can't pronounce your name. I'm Time 2. That's your nickname for today. Time 2. It's shorter, and I can say that. Oh, this is yes, this is on Saneauto right now. It's not Sane Enterprises. Okay, you're just figuring that out. Okay, good. Yeah, because I was starting out doing the car news and car talk and for the car community and doing some support too. But it turned into this huge celebration because so many people are helping each other out, and there's so much community support going on right now, and I just got really excited about that. It's awesome. The community's doing really well, and a lot of people have met some milestones. We've had people hitting 500, people hitting 100, and Camaro time, again, Camaro time is 2 away, and if somebody could check and let me know if Camaro time has met that goal of 800, because he was only 2 away from 800 right when we started this this live stream, and I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't already met that. Now, he was here and he was on lunch at work and he had to go. But what I want to happen is when he comes back, maybe on his break from work, if he can see that the community has supported him and got him over that hump, and that would be great if he can just go like check his phone or something and blam, there's that 800. Mill Hill is here. Awesome. Hello, Mill Hill Mud Mowers. Mill Hill Mud Mowers in the house. There we go. Mill Hill, we've had several people meeting goals, and I don't know if you heard me mention Camaro time is at work right now. He stopped in during lunch, and he was at 2 away from hitting 800. We're trying to get him over the hump, and we have some new people in here that need some support. Alex Fisher, Mill Hill. Yes, his name is Warren. That is Warren at Mill Hill. And if a one-man army just showed up, how are you doing? And Auto Dreamer 77 is here. Camaro time needs 1. Thank you for letting us know. He is only 1 away. And then we've got another one to celebrate. We've got what is it, 4? We're celebrating right now, meeting their goals within the last 24 hours in the hashtag I am a creator community. Excuse me. Man, wash that down with some coffee. Now, we were... oh, I do have the live stream list. I am the keeper of the live stream list. And there's a couple people I forgot to put on here last night, and they're going to have to tell me again when their live is so I can put them on here. I'm sorry. I did kind of drop the ball on that. Now, most of the people are still hanging on to they're perfectly fine to do this, and a lot of people do this. They do their lives sporadically, not on the schedule, and that's fine. I'm just telling you, if you do tell me, commit to a certain time during the week and a certain day during the week, and you let me know what that is and let me put it on the calendar, I will help you get more viewers into your live stream. And that's just as good for the community as it is for you, because then, you know, they can schedule during their job and stuff when they can come into the live stream. But right now we've got Sunday, Saneauto, 2 to 4 p.m., 4 to 6 p.m. is Sane Enterprises live. Mill Hill Mud Mowers goes from 6 to 8 on Sundays. Gregory Salvatore, which is here, and he just met another milestone. It goes from 9 to 10. Verdict Squad goes from 6 to 8 or 9 on Mondays and Tuesdays. And, of course, I usually get another stream in that's unscheduled. I don't put it on the calendar because it's unscheduled. This was an unscheduled stream. And there are several unscheduled streams that go on the I Am Creator community. And James Cox does 3 p.m. on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And if you want to be on the calendar, you want to commit to a specific time on a specific day, then comment in, when this goes into replay, comment on the bottom of the video, because I can't always keep up with what's going on in the live comments. But comment what time and what day you want, and I will put you on the calendar, and I will let everybody know when you're going to be live, what day and what time. And this is Eastern Standard Time. I do everything in Eastern Standard Time, because it gets confusing if I try to use 2 or 3 different time zones. And I just keep it on that and announce it on my lives, because it changes, and it's going to change again. I'm adding to it, because James Cox is going to get more active during the warm weather, and he's going to be out more, and so he's going to have to change his times. We're going to try to stick to a our Sunday, because Sunday is like one of our best days. A lot of people are off work and they can attend lives better, and so we try to make sure that we have a very regular live set like we do on Sunday for everybody to just one right after the other. Halo and Heathens, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for coming by to support. There are so many people here today. So many people have been meeting goals. Yeah, Alex Fisher, I know it's really hard to nail yourself down to a specific time on a specific day. And even once you do, sometimes it's hard. It's been hard for us too to carve out that whole afternoon, especially with a lot of our filming that we do of the cars and stuff is on the weekends. Wrestler Mania, thank you for the info. Once I get my new schedule, I will definitely okay, good deal. Just anybody let me know when you know, and I will schedule you on here and I'll put the word out. Now, back to the electric cars. We were talking about the electric cars and how, number one, where are they going to fit in the driveway? Well, for me, I'm not giving up any of my muscle cars. I like saving money. I like having stuff that's going to be frugal. We have the little 4-cylinder beater car that we use that gets really good gas mileage. And that's what the electric car is going to end up replacing. But there's still some problems with these electric cars right now. And what I found out right now is that, number one, the best one to have is the Tesla 3 in that price range of $35,000 to $40,000. And they have quadrupled their production this quarter over the last quarter of 2017. And that was to 10,000 vehicles in this quarter that they have built already. Well, that means that you're looking at, around 40,000 vehicles by the end of the year if they don't increase production anymore. But they are going to increase production. If they continue to quadruple production, that's more like 650,000 Tesla 3s by the end of the year. So my prediction is somewhere between 40 and 600,000 Tesla 3s by the end of the year. That doesn't include the production of the Model S's and the Model X's, which are $100,000 cars, so I'm not really counting them because I'm not going to spend $100,000 on a car. And the reason I look at this $25,000 to $40,000 range is because that's your Mustang money. That's your Mopar money for the Challengers and the Camaros. You can, base price for most of these muscle cars are around $25,000, $30,000, and you could get a Super Sport Camaro for $40,000. You could get, I don't know how much the price is on the Dodge Demons right now, but you can get a Mustang Cobra for around $40,000, $45,000. So you're looking at one of these electric cars like the Nissan Leaf or the Tesla 3, which I say far exceeds the Nissan Leaf. And the Chevy Bolt now is almost as good as the Tesla 3. But then you're still sitting there at the next cruise in and you're thinking, I could have spent that money and got a Camaro or a Mustang or a Challenger or a Charger. And so I don't see it replacing any of those. I see it replacing in my driveway the little 4-cylinder Toyota. I'm still going to have my Mustang and my Corvette and my V12 Jaguar. It's not replacing any of those. Now, another problem too is, even with you replacing your 4-cylinder car with this, is you're still going to get this question all the time that's hard to answer. What are you going to do when the battery goes bad? What are you going to do when the battery goes bad? Well, Renault has an answer to that question now. What they're doing And they've done this in kind of a revolutionary way, and it's a little bit controversial. They have decided to sell their full EV Renault, which is comparable to like a Nissan Leaf, for instead of $35,000, $40,000, they're selling it for $25,000 to $30,000, and you own the car, but you're leasing the battery. And the lease on the battery is about $40 a month. And what this does is, or you could buy the battery for another like $8,000, $9,000, and you own the battery and the car. But what this does is it gives you the ability to pay $25,000 for the car, and because you're leasing the battery, if anything goes wrong with the battery, then it's their battery and they replace it for free. You don't own the battery, so you don't have to pay for it. They own the battery, and they just give you another one. And you paid less for the car. But you're paying $40 a month for a lease on the battery. But $40 a month versus $25,000 to $40,000 is kind of comparable to us paying our internet service provider and another $5 to $9 for our router, because we don't want to have to argue with them if something goes wrong. And they say, oh, it's not our service, it's your router. I said, well, it's your router. I pay you $5 to $10 a month to lease it. You replace that too. And so this alleviates some of the problems with the car, and they actually became the fastest selling electric car in Europe because of it. So apparently it's been a good idea for them. It's been well received. But like I said, it's still not replacing my muscle car, because I look at it this way. Electric car is, compared to my muscle car, is like trying to compare a pickup truck to my muscle car. My muscle cars are never going to do what my pickup or my van does. I'm always going to have a van or a pickup in addition to the muscle car, because it does something totally different. A lot of people have an SUV and a muscle car. I always have a van or a truck. I always have my muscle cars, and then I have some little 4-cylinder beater that gets good gas mileage, or a little diesel 4-cylinder that gets good gas mileage. And that's what the electric car will replace, is the little beater 4-cylinder that gets good gas mileage. It's not going to go anywhere near my muscle cars. I mean, it might be parked beside them, but it's not going to replace one. Online car show. It says, hey, I added something cool. I need to Google Wi-Fi. Trust me. I have 3-router me on Google Wi-Fi. I thought it was my ISP2. I tried to Google Wi-Fi. All of a sudden, my internet is smoking. Okay. Are you going to make a video about that? Because I'm not sure what you're talking about. But I'm interested. It sounds to me like you're saying you did something with Google Wi-Fi and now your internet is faster. My ears are perked up and I'm listening. If you want to make a video explaining that and showing stuff, I will watch it. I'll watch that video. Oh, my internet is bad. I was just trying to compare the lease on the, but I wasn't making a point about that. I'm trying to compare the lease on the battery on these Renault cars. Let's see if you can see. Can you see this little Renault electric car on my page now? What they're doing is kind of similar to what our internet service providers do. We pay a lease on our router. We don't own the router. We pay a lease on the router, and if anything goes wrong and they try to say, oh, it's your router, then we can say it's not our router because we don't own the router. It's y'all's router. So if there's a problem, you replace that too. What Renault is doing with their electric cars is they're leasing the battery. They sell you the car for about $10,000 cheaper than the other electric cars. It's about $10,000 cheaper than the Nissan Leaf because you're not buying the battery. And then they charge you $40 a month lease on the battery. And then if anything goes wrong with the battery, you get the battery replaced for free because you're just leasing the battery. And because they're doing this, and they explain this to their customers, that now you don't have to worry about paying for a new battery if your battery goes bad because you're just leasing it. Plus, you're not having to pay for the cost of the battery up front, and that reduces the price of the car. They have suddenly become the best-selling electric car in Europe now, and they're beating out the Nissan Leaf, which has been the best-selling electric car here. And I was just comparing that to our router lease. I don't know how well that compares, but it's the first thing I thought. Well, combustion motors maybe in the 4-cylinder range, because that's the only thing it's going to replace in my driveway is my little 4-cylinder beater car that I use for really good gas mileage for daily driving. And I usually keep a little 4-cylinder car or a little 4-cylinder diesel for that purpose, to get really good gas mileage. But it's not going to do anything to my muscle car fleet and my muscle car plans, because it doesn't do, these little electric cars they don't do what my muscle cars do. My Mustang, my Corvette, my Jaguar, they don't do what those cars do. And so I compare that to having a pickup truck in the driveway. My pickup truck that I had, and now my van, I use a van now, they're not replacing my muscle cars either, because they do something totally different than what the muscle cars do. And the electric car is not going to replace any of my muscle cars because it doesn't do what they do. It's going to do something totally different. It's going to end up replacing my little 4-cylinder beater car that I don't care that much about. I just use it for gas mileage. And oh yeah, I've seen that Tesla's doing the semis now, and they're making a big deal. I think they're still a long ways away from huge production. I think the first thing they're going to be doing, they have a a contract with some municipalities, some cities, and some states and stuff, and they have a contract with Walmart, I think it is, to supply them with a certain amount of semis that they're going to R&D for a while. They're going to get them below cost in order to be able to do R&D for Tesla. So Tesla is going to give them to, and that's going to take years of R&D to work out the kinks in those things. And Tesla is going to use them for their own deliveries and stuff too. So we're still, you know, my dad drives a semi truck, and I don't foresee that. I'm 50 now, so, and he's in his 70s. So I really, and he's got the diabetes, and he's really having to struggle real hard not to go on what is it, insulin, because once he goes on insulin, he loses his CDL license. Well, he's been driving since he left Vietnam. So, you know, but he's not going to be driving that many more years anyway. It's not really going to be, but it's going to be, we're going to have to replace that. That is going to be a factor, but it's not going to be in the next 10 or 20 years. We're going through the huge revolution, and I think this is like the third renaissance in automotive history, because we had like those cars I filmed from the early 1900s where you had steam engines at the time were 50% of the car market back then when those cars were around, and then electric had the other 25% of the car market, and internal combustion engines had 25% of the car market. They were both behind steam. And then in the 60s began another total revolution in vehicles from the 60s to the 80s. And then now we're going through a whole nother renaissance of vehicles because the electric cars are coming back with a vengeance. But they're right now, and in the next like 5 to 10 years, the they're not anywhere near replacing our muscle cars, because to get something that performs like our muscle cars is twice as much money as our muscle cars. Yeah, oh, is that only one out on the road right now? Oh, FedEx has a yeah, I wasn't aware of that. FedEx has a contract with them too. I did not know that. I know the news I got about Tesla right now was that they quadrupled the production of the Model 3 this quarter. 4 times as many produced this quarter as was the last quarter. And then I got that news about the Renault, what they were doing with the batteries. But, you know, compared to the Tesla 3, I don't know if they're going to do anything with this kind of battery lease type thing. You know, who knows? They might copy that and bring the price of the Tesla 3s down further. But you're going to have to wait a long time to get the Tesla 3s. Even if they quadruple their production again next quarter on the Tesla 3s, that takes you from 10,000 this quarter to 40,000 next quarter. If they quadruple again, that would be going from 40,000 Tesla 3s to 120,000 Tesla 3s. And if they quadruple again, that's nearly 500,000 Teslas in the last quarter of this year. But they've already got a $500,000 back order now. Well, more than that. Way more than that. They had that almost a year ago. So I'm not sure what the back order is now. They might be 1 million cars back ordered by now. So even at that pace, they'd be lucky to catch up with the orders by the end of the year. But then that puts them on track. They might actually get caught up with the orders. You might actually sometime in the next 2 or 3 years be able to walk into a Tesla dealer, order your car, and have it within 2 or 3 weeks. In the meantime, GM has the Chevy Bolt now that is almost as good in performance, and it is right in the same price range as the Tesla 3. And we all know what GM's production capabilities are if they choose to do that. They've not always been on board with, you know, really producing and selling in that market. But they are the first ones to come out with something and actually put it out there and sell it that actually competes with Tesla. Every other manufacturer has got something down there with competing with the Nissan Leaf, and now Renault is outselling the Nissan Leaf in Europe, but not in America. And they're still not anywhere in that price range. They're not anywhere near as good as our muscle cars, and they're ugly. They're so ugly. Oh man, look at the Renault. Look how ugly that thing is. I mean, come on. It's even got that hideous back door like they have like on the those Hyundai Velostars, where they put the handle way up there so that your kids can grab the handle. If you don't like your kids, you want to get rid of them, you can park near a curb, and then as your kid reaches up to grab that handle, they knock themselves down with the door and bust their head open. You know, what a way to die. So, you know, and now the back end of it, when you're following these down the freeway, the back end of these things, I do like the back end of that. It's kind of reminiscent of the helmet of Master Chief and Halo. But then you get around the side of the car and you look at the side of the car and you're just like, oh man, yeah, that's ugly. So I don't know. And the Chevy's ugly. All these, I think they're making those electric cars ugly on purpose. Or maybe I'm just not the same personality as what they're targeting. But then again, for what I want it for, I don't care if it's ugly. As I'm not replacing my Mustang or my Corvette with it. Yeah, I agree. Online car show, ugliest interior ever except for that cool screen. Which, yeah, that is cool. That is cool. But you know, in my beater car, I've got the little thing set up where I can put the phone or the little tablet and hook it up to the radio and hook it up to the charger, and it stays charged, and everything coming out of it comes out the stereo speakers, and then blam, I've got my cool screen in whatever beater car I've got. And so it would be nice for me. I would like to see them build an even cheaper electric car, and with a dock right there for my current screen, and we can just hook up our own tablet or whatever and stick it in the slot, and then not have to pay for their. But I guess one of the problems with that is it controls everything for the car now. They've got all the air conditioning controls and stuff in that screen now, so it would have to be integrated. So I don't know. Yeah, the Hondas. Oh man, the Honda's interior look right there on par with Tesla and stuff. And you know, they're gorgeous interiors on those Hondas. And the exteriors look great too. and if anybody from Honda's listening to this, Honda, where's your EV? Where's your EV? You can do it. Honda. You know, if Honda come out with a full EV, it would have to be awesome. Oh, they're already getting cheaper, though, and GM, you know, Carol sells for Haggerty for all the, which is the insurance for the classic cars and the hot rods and stuff like that, and they're big car guys, and so I've been privy to some of the meetings and stuff and some of the interviews, and they were having a big meeting, and they had one of the executives from GM there at the meeting, and they're a little bit butthurt about Tesla, and they're not really friendly right now. Things can change in a moment, you know, like that song says, in a New York minute. Things can change. And they could surprise me, and next year they could be coming up with some kind of buyout plan or something. But I don't foresee them anytime in the next 5 years even being able to sit across the room from each other and talk, because the way those GM guys talk, they're not happy with what Tesla's doing right now. They're really aggravated and irritated with Tesla. And I guess some of that comes with competition. That's expected. You know, they are competing pretty heavily. But and who knows what they might come up with and do. Alex Fisher says she just bought a 2016 Kia Rio for the wife, and she loves it. I have to admit, not a bad car for the price. Yeah, this a Korean company. And they're heavily involved with Mazda and Ford. So, you know, they still use a lot of Mazda engines and stuff. Yeah, Chevy. And I think another reason why I'm thinking that Chevy is not planning to buy Tesla or have any kind of merger with Tesla is because GM came out with that Chevy Bolt to compete with Tesla. And that's, I mean, it really is really close to being, it's almost the range of the Tesla 3. It performs almost as well as the Tesla 3. It's still ugly as all get out. I mean, oh, come on, GM. You made such a wonderful vehicle. Why'd you have to make it so ugly? But I guess that's in the eye of the beholder. Somebody else might think it's lovely, but I think it's a bastard child. But I'm really excited about how it performs. I'm really excited about what a good job they did on building the car. It way outperforms the Nissan Leaf. The Nissan Leaf is the best-selling electric car in America, and this Chevy Bolt way outperforms it. And GM has such a huge production capability. If they wanted to, they could take this car and they could replace Nissan Leaf as the best-selling electric car in America. But they're not going to replace Mustang or Challenger or Charger. They're not going to replace Camaro. None of these are going to replace those cars. This is a whole different. That's a whole different market. That's a whole different spot in my driveway. Like I said, there's going to be, if they're going to replace anything with these affordable electric cars, it's going to be the little four-cylinder I have in the driveway. It's not going to be the van. It's not going to be the pickup truck. It's not going to be the muscle cars. It's just going to be the little cheap run-around town car. And that's the same market as these Kias and stuff. And right now, some of these little Kias and some of the little Chevrolets and the little Ford, what is that Ford Fiesta? The Ford Fiesta, they are incredibly efficient right now. Yeah, I'm, not only, being a master technician and working on them all the time, but it took, Taekwondo is one of the martial arts I took for years and years and years. And Taekwondo is Korean, and I had the great pleasure all the way until he retired of training under a grandmaster who was from Korea, and he actually taught South Korean special forces over there. And I was so fortunate. It was kind of expensive, but I was so fortunate to train directly under him for many years until he retired. But he didn't drive a Kia. He drove American cars. So, yeah, the Kia Genesis, that is like, if you want to see what Kia can do in a car, and that would be the one to check out, the Genesis, as far as like a show car for Kia, and what would be a really good Kia, a great Korean car, that's the Genesis. Of course, like I said, I don't know what about the 2018, 2019s, because most of the vehicles I work on or did work on were 5 to 8 years old, sometimes 10 and 15 years old, and all the way up until my recent memory, they were still using the Mazda drivetrains, Mazda and Ford drivetrains, because Mazda and Ford are like that. Ford owns Mazda, but it is a Korean car company, and they still produce many of them in Korea. A lot of them are a lot of the Korean Kias with the Mazda, whether they have the Mazda engine in them or not, are produced right here in the U.S. and factories right here. Of course, that's true with a lot of the Toyotas and the Hondas and everything now. And that big Volkswagen plant up there in Chattanooga, producing lots of Volkswagens there. My last Volkswagen, last time I had it all tore apart, there's so many parts in it that were stamped made in USA, it wasn't funny. It's a mix-up. Steve Believe Guitar, hello. Online car show. My new son-in-law is a mechanic. He can't wait to get American muscle car. Okay, yeah. You kind of, I don't know. It's kind of a requirement. It's being a mechanic. You got to have an American muscle car somewhere, sucking all your money out of you. It's that and tools. That way you can stay broke all the time. It's a good way if you want to quit drinking and smoking and stuff like that, to have an American muscle car. That way you'll be so broke you can't afford it. Because even if it's perfect, you're going to mod it. You're going to be trying to increase the horsepower, even if this doesn't have any mechanical issues. Let's see who's in my comments that I can give shout outs to while we're at it. In the comments recently, we have Ramblin' Rose and Sir Lancelot, Meta Apex Fix, seems new, Maria Lyrics. There's some new people in my comments. If y'all want to go and invite them to the community, support them, and let them know to support you. I mean, they might have reached out to you already. I keep telling these people when they, in my videos, look at the comments below my videos. There's lots of really supportive people in my comments. The hashtag I am creator community, hashtag insane community, the Mopar community is always here. Very supportive, very great people. Rusty Zipper is in the comment. Rob Hoffman. Ray Hayden is back in the comments. Halos and Heathens is in the comments of my latest video. High Octane RT, it's part of the Mopar community, is in the comments on my video. Alan Oxendine, that's a hashtag I am creator community member. Uzo Lu is both car community and the hashtag I am creator. DSW Joyride Productions, I am creator community. Frog Tech Tips, Gregory Salvatore, Roger Bailey, y'all have got to recognize these names. Alfredo L1, Graciously Grace, seems to be new. Benjamin Chavez, Travel Odysseys, Arif Channel. Lots of people in the comments. There's like 3 more pages right there just on the last 2 videos. So great community support. I really appreciate all y'all. Hemi JL8 is in the house now. Online Car Show. Alex Fisher. Steve Believe Guitar is in the house. We also had Little Dumpling was here. May still be here. Online Car Show, I think I already mentioned that. Auto Dreamer 77. Wrestler Mania. Halos and Heathens. All in the live chat. One Man Army. Sorry, losing my voice right now. Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure. WrestleMania Auto Dreamer 77. Mill Hill Mud Mowers was here. New to the community. We need to check him out and say hello and teach him how to actually do community stuff. Time to die no okay. Now okay. Okay, that's it. I still can't get the hang of his name. I'm just going to call him Time to. Build It RT. Diego 40ism. Truck Guy Joe was here. RT Gang. Gregory Salvatore. Terrific Toucan. Camaro Time. Camaro Time dropped by for lunch. And he, at that time, was 2 away from hitting 800. And Johnny Pro, hey, how you doing? He was 2 away from hitting 800. And since then, he is 1 away from hitting 800. We need to check and see as he reached his goal. And let's see. Open another window here. I'm going to check on Camaro Time See if we can find Camaro times. Shoot. Oh, and while I'm seeing it, we're at 1289 here on Saneauto, and I'd like to thank everyone in the community for that. I really appreciate that. The hashtag I am a creator community, the hashtag insane friends, hashtag insane community, really, and the Mopar community too. We really appreciate you guys. We would not be at 1289 if it wasn't for your support. We're going to check out Camaro time and see if he has hit the 800 yet. Right there it's saying 791. That's not good. Now it says error occurred. Let's see. Come on, YouTube. We're trying to help our friends here. 799. Camaro time is at 799. It's one. And it's one. Johnny Pro, can you see me now? It froze. I was checking on Camaro time. I probably used up enough bandwidth to check on Camaro time that it froze us up. No. Yeah, you can add hashtag I am creator. Hashtag I am a creator to all your future live streams will get you more traffic than I am creator. And you're welcome to use hashtag insane as well, insane friends. I am building on Sane Enterprises, I'm building a playlist that I've decided is going to be, with help from people in the community, will help me name it. I've decided we're going to name it Insane Friends. All one word. Hashtag Insane Friends is the name of the playlist. And it's going to be one video per supporter in there. I know James Cox has got a playlist, and you can put as many videos as you want in there. Anybody can put a video in there and as many videos as you want. Mine's going to be a little bit more exclusive. I'm going to have just one video per channel in there, so that way we don't have some people having several videos from their channel in there while others only have one or two. That way everybody has the same amount of videos in that playlist and they get the same amount of chance to get seen. And so that'll be on Sane Enterprises, and the playlist will be called hashtag Insane Friends. Yes, Steve Believe Guitar. Yeah, most of y'all are in here are already supporting Camaro time. So, and we just need one. So Ryan Trenner, how you doing? I don't know if he knows Camaro time or not. But we had a couple of new people in here a while ago. And if they could go support everyone and support Camaro time, then I'm sure they can count on support back. But just keep in mind, when you're supporting somebody, supporting doesn't mean just doing a sub for sub. That's not what we mean by support. Support means watching the whole video. It means commenting on the video. It means coming back later. It means having a true friendship and truly networking and joining the community and becoming an active member of the community and visiting the live streams and visiting the other people's channels and talking to them in the comments. Because every time, and it's in your best interest to do that, every time you leave a comment somewhere, that leaves your icon somewhere that makes you easier to find. It's free advertising. And never, never, never watch a little piece of somebody's video and then move on. If you don't want to watch the whole video, at least leave a tab open and let the video play till the end. Because if you just watch a little piece of a video and leave, like a sub for subber does, when they do the ask for the sub for sub and they just leave the video, that kills the analytics of the video. And watching the whole video does the opposite. It improves the analytics of the video, and it helps stimulate the, sorry. Hey, baby. Hello. Okay. Well, I'll have to call her back. It improves the analytics of the video, and that helps stimulate the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, to promote that video when it has the most watch time. And so therein lies a clue to a big difference between a sub for sub community and a true networking community like the hashtag I am creator community, hashtag insane community, the Sane community, the Mopar community. All these communities are communities, and they're support communities, not sub for sub communities, because they do so much more for each other than subbing. They do so much more than that. They watch each other's videos. They comment on each other's videos. They even, you know, like I've been doing here lately, tweeting other people's videos on my Twitter. If you look on my Twitter right now, you'll see it just one right after the other. One video per page of several different community members' videos being tweeted on my page. And it works better that way. I mean, it really does. Back when I was beating my brains out doing hours of work just promoting my own page, I wasn't getting near as much traffic as I do promoting other people's pages. When you go out in the community and you promote other people's pages, then the karma on YouTube takes over. And karma on YouTube and other online platforms is real. It really does work the way you would think karma works. You go out and you give exactly what you're wanting to receive. You just go out and give it. Give to other members in the community, and it ends up coming back to you. You know, and it works a lot better than just trying to promote your own channel. All the other stuff that and you'll see a lot of this on Sane Enterprises. We do a lot more. Hey, baby. No, I didn't. I'm talking to the community live right now on Saneauto. There's a lot of people there. Nine already. That is awesome. So you're gonna have record-breaking sales again this month. You are a selling monster. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, everybody, Carol says hello. She's at the office selling the crap out of some insurance again. She's going to break another record this month. I'll get to your question here in just a minute, Johnny Pro, about those tags. Okay. Love you, baby. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, well, okay, about the tags. I use TubeBuddy to help me out with my tags, and I try to use as many as it'll let me. And I think the number is 500, and it's really hard without the TubeBuddy plugin on your tags in several different ways. Because number one, on YouTube, when you're putting the tags below your video, it doesn't tell you, it doesn't give you a count of how many letters you've used and how many you got left, and you just kind of guess at it, and you think up as many tags and tag lines as you can. You want to use a combination of, you want not just single words, but you also want to use like phrases, the kind of phrases you think somebody would be typing into the search if they were searching for that video. Like for instance, when I'm doing a video of 72 Plymouth Barracuda, I'm going to put a tag of 72 Barracuda, 72 Plymouth, another tag 72 Plymouth Barracuda. I'm going to put a tag that's 72 Plymouth Barracuda at the car show. CUDA at the car show. All these are tags that I'll put in there, but how many tags can you cram into that box? You don't know if you don't have the TubeBuddy. Once you've got the TubeBuddy, even the free version of TubeBuddy, which is, you can click on it in a link in the description of many of my videos, and when I get done with this video, I'll put it in there. Well, I think it's already, yes, it is already there in the description of this video as well. You can click on there. You can start with the free version of TubeBuddy, and even the free version will give you the ability, it will automatically put on there at the bottom of your box where you're putting the tags, it will put how many tags you have there and how many you got left. It will let you know, and that makes it so much easier. It even suggests tags for you. It'll pop up a box when you're typing in a tag. It'll pop up a little box, and it'll give you 2 or 3 suggestions of tags that you could use. And it not only gives you the suggestions of the tags, but it gives you them in such a way you can click on that little suggestion and bam, it'll pop it on there in your little tag box without you even having to type it out. So, and that's TubeBuddy, and it's in the description. Try that out. It'll help you out with the tags. It'll help you keep a count of how many you've used. And then when you reach your limit and you've used as many as you can use, it'll show you. And I'll make some more videos on Sane Enterprises talking about TubeBuddy and tags and other things like that. Yeah, words. Well, you can use individual words and you can use phrases. What you do is you like type in the word in that box and then hit enter, and then it'll make it a tag. Or if you type in a phrase and then hit enter, it makes that a tag. It's kind of confusing when you haven't done tags before. I remember long ago when I first started using them. and like I said, get that TubeBuddy and it will help you with the tags, because not only does it help you with, it doesn't just give you tag words when it suggests tags for the TubeBuddy. It'll suggest a word, it'll suggest a phrase, and that gives you an idea when TubeBuddy is suggesting tags for you, and you see those tags that it's suggesting, then you can get to see what tags look like and the difference between tag words and tag phrases, or some people call the tag phrases long tail tags. But you don't have to know all that terminology right yet. Just get the TubeBuddy and let it help you out, so you don't have to know as much. And then you'll learn as TubeBuddy helps you. You'll learn more. Ryan Trenner is back. Ryan Trenner, have you supported, and Alex Fisher, hello. Have you guys supported Camaro Time? He is 1 away from 800. Trying to find somebody that's not already supporting him to support him. If you do support him, don't hit and leave. At least leave a tab open and let the video play. Watch time is very critical to the algorithm. And Ryan Trimmer is a supporter of Camaro Time. He says, yes, I love his videos. That is great. That is great. And his page is right here. It's Camaro Time. And it is at $7.99. I'm going to hit refresh in case it's changed. It is still $7.99. Steve Believe Guitar at Ryan Trenner. I'm joining Discord. I saw that Discord thing and I joined and I started looking around and I promptly got very confused. And I really haven't done anything with it. And I ended up spending what time I had left over after replying to comments and editing videos and stuff like that. Instead of doing anything with my Discord, I spent that little bit of extra time taking y'all's videos whenever I reply to your comments on my page, because I use that as a trigger to remind me, oh, I need to help this community person. And I go to your page, I watch your video, I comment on your video, and then now I have added to that, I copy and paste the URL right there, and then I go to my Twitter, and then I tweet the video out. I tweet y'all's videos out. And Auto Monster, hello. And so that's helpful. Some of the other people in the community are doing that and started doing that before I started doing that, and I thought that was just a great idea. It's another really good habit that helps other people in the community, and everything that we can do for people in the community puts that much more positive energy in the community, and there's so much power in the positive things that we do, the good habits that we have that put so much more good in the community, and it forces the community to grow, and it forces the community to be so much more beneficial to everyone that's in it. And it's just a really big win-win, because we're in the community. We're in the hashtag insane community. We're in the hashtag insane friends, and we're all insane friends here. And we're in the hashtag I am creator community. Anything we do for any of these communities, all these communities, and these communities are so intertwined now, anything you do to help one community, you're helping the other, and we strengthen all these communities. It ends up coming back to us and strengthening our channels too. Anybody that wasn't in here, Camaro Time. So you know, if you haven't supported Camaro Time already, he's at $7.99. He's only one away from hitting 800. He was here at lunch. He's back at work doing his shift, and we're hoping to get him over 800 before he checks in on his break and surprise him, so that he's already... Ryan Trent, okay, Random Outdoors. All right. Well, hello, Ryan. Random Ryan. That filled in the blanks for me anyway. I did not realize that. So that is why I went to some channel the other day and saw some guy that looked like you. Because it was you. So I must have been on the Ryan Trenner channel the other day. Gregory Salvatore is still here. And we are still celebrating his victory. We are still trying to get this victory for Camaro Time as well. we can just get one more supporter that isn't already involved in supporting him. I'm gonna walk away for just a second. I have to get something. I have to feed these. I haven't left you guys. I'm heating up my coffee. Okay, guys. Hey, okay. Auto Monster. Auto Monster. 800. You got the 800. You got 800 for Camaro time. Let me refresh the page here. Let's see what we got. We want to see it on the screen. Oh, bam! No, oh, bam! There's 2 people supported him. He's at 801 now. Yes. Well, here we go. Here we go. Thank you, Auto Monster, and whoever the second one was. Auto Monster. Yes, 800. That's the power of positive community right there. Hashtag I'm a creator. Hashtag insane community. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Auto Monster, way to go. Auto Monster. The Wedding 911. Oh, Gregory Salvatore has a new channel called The Wedding 911. And he also supported. So we've got Auto Monster and The Wedding 901. Thank you, guys. Gregory Salvatore and Auto Monster. Camaro time. It's going to be excited. This is such a great community. Great guys. Thank you. Y'all are awesome. Share an egg with me. Now that means we need to check out the Wedding 911 channel as well. Just like how well are you doing on your Wedding 911 channel there, Greg? Can I call you Greg? And where are you at on your channel, Auto Monster? How's your numbers look? We don't want to leave anybody behind. Oh, okay. So you're like us with the Sane Enterprises channel. It's something you have there that you haven't really launched it yet. We did not really put a video on there or launch that channel, plus the Carol Sane channel that she's doing makeup and stuff on now. We had no videos. We had 0 subscribers. We had nothing on Sane Enterprises. And then I started thinking I wanted a channel to do nothing but community support like this with no automotive or anything, because we got to keep the consistent automotive content on this channel. Consistency is very important for growing your channel. I wanted a channel where I could do nothing but help people out. Nothing but share advice and growth and help the community. And so then that's what we use Sane Enterprises for. And we launched that channel less than 3 weeks ago. And last I checked, it was at 89. Sane Enterprises was at 89. From 0 to 89. From the Sane community, the car guys, and the hashtag I am a creator community brought that channel up from 0 to 89 in less than 3 weeks. And Carol Sane's page with her makeup and stuff, it was like a week later she started. So that channel only has 2 weeks of life in it and is over 60 because of this community. So there's a really great bunch of people in this community. Awesome members of the community. Okay, for the Wedding 911, we got 14 scripts written, 4 videos shot and uploaded, and a few more things lined up before launch. Okay, I don't remember which tier you have to be on TubeBuddy. I'm going to have to look into this because I need to make another video about it on Sane Enterprises so everybody can know. But at some point with TubeBuddy, I know it's not the free version. It's one of but the pro version is only $9 a month, and then you've got another version for $19.99. But if you've got less than 1,000 subscribers on TubeBuddy on your channel, TubeBuddy gives you 50% off of the paid versions. So if you've got less than 1,000 subscribers and you're thinking about getting TubeBuddy, you need to get it before you go over 1K. And you get 50% off. And I think it was Auto Dreamer 77 that got the paid version, and he got a 25%, even though he was over 1K, he got a 25% off because he paid a whole year up front, which is easy to do because the price for the paid portions of the TubeBuddy is so cheap. times 10, it still adds up to not that much money. So let's say you got the $9.99 Pro version and you want to pay a year up front so you can get 25% discount. You know, that's still right at $100 for a whole year. And then with 25% off, that gets you down to around $75, you know, for the whole year. So it's about like one of the cheapest things you can get, and it has some of the most beneficial stuff to it. But the point I was trying to make about this is get back to what I was trying to say. What was my point? What was the question here? Y'all just saw the train wreck in my head. And all the train cars fell over. Oh, you've got all these videos ready to launch, but you haven't made them public yet. TubeBuddy has a portion of TubeBuddy where they let you schedule the release of those videos on a certain time, a certain day, and then you can just forget about it, go to work, go to sleep, whatever you want to do every day that you normally do, and those videos will be released on that specific time, on that specific day. So if you want to release one video per week and you want it to be on Tuesday at 3 o'clock, you can have TubeBuddy do that for you. And then you can just concentrate on which video editor do we use. I'm still using the free version of Windows Movie Maker, which I don't think you can get anymore if you don't already have it, because Microsoft doesn't support it anymore. And I haven't tried any of the others, but I hear good things about Adobe Pro and Camtasia and stuff like that. Steve Believe Guitar, make sure you leave a comment. Well, you can't leave a comment on the Wedding 911's videos because he hasn't released any yet. But on anybody else's channel, leave a comment on one of their videos so that they can more easily find you when they want to reciprocate. Just remember, I don't know if you've had any sales training or not, but I've had years and years of sales training. And the way I remember it is make it easy for your customer to buy. And so you want to make it really easy for people to find you. Leave comments, 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 comments everywhere. Comments on people's videos, comments in the live, comments. A comment on this live after it goes to replay. Find this live and put a comment in there, because you're not the only one looking for people. Other people are looking for you. And all it takes is a good comment in the right place, and they will find you and come back. Because you're already doing the other right things. You're out there helping other people. That's going to come back to you. Alex Fisher says, I use Adobe Spark for my thumbnails. I'm going to have to go look at your thumbnails and see how that's working out. I use TubeBuddy for my thumbnails. Hello, Verdict Squad. No, you caught me eating my egg. We were talking about that, what to eat, the other day on your channel when we were in your live stream. Remember we were talking about trying to cut out the sugar and stuff. So I have my black coffee and my egg here. I don't even have any salt or anything on it. It's just plain boiled egg. Nothing on it. because I don't want to eat too much salt in the diet either. Verdict Squad has a lot of good advice and stuff on fitness and health. So if you need a little help with that, go on his channel. I don't have any of that, even though I have a lot of experience and stuff in it. But yeah, I think he's taking some classes too. Aren't you taking some classes in health or fitness, Verdict Squad? I'm feeding these. Oh, you don't have a fitness series yet. Okay. Yeah, I think that would do very well. Because you're already practicing. If you get on there and start preaching, you're already practicing what you would preach if you did a fitness. Yes, Auto Monster was number 800 on Camaro's channel. We have and Verdict Squad, you're here in time. We're celebrating several victories here, and not the least of which was just a few minutes ago. We have been trying to get Camaro Squad up over 800. Oh, excuse me, up over 800, and Auto Monster came in there at the end, and I'm gonna have to start getting stronger coffee. My brain's not working as well as who else was here? Why? Look through the chat. Now I can't see it. This chat moves so quickly when I try to move it just a little bit, and then it jumps, and I cannot see. Okay, well, somebody else was involved. We had two people jumping on there. To get him over the hump. Anyway, I want to give credit to everybody that was involved, but my brain doesn't work as well as it used to back in the day. I can't remember everybody's name all the time. Here, this is for Camaro time 800. Awesome. Awesome job, guys. Thank you for pulling him up over the edge. Yeah, see, right here is his page. And you can see his page right here. And he is at 801 because two people jumped in there right at the last minute and got him over 800. It was Auto Monster and somebody else has another channel, and they supported him from that other channel. And I'm having trouble remembering the name. I'm trying to give him credit, but like I said, my brain just doesn't work like it used to. I got so many irons in the fire. It was the Wedding 911 channel, which belongs to I'm trying to look back through the comments so I can tell you. It's Gregory something. Gregory Salvatore, I think. Yeah, Gregory Salvatore has the channel Wedding 911. And Auto Monster both jumped in there and got Camaro time from $7.99 to $8.01. So a lot of love and support in here. Kudos to you guys. Y'all are doing great. Hashtag I am a creator community creates hashtag insane growth. And Verdict Squad, I have made a decision on this new playlist that's going to be on Sane Enterprises for everybody to put one video per channel on there. It's going to be hashtag insane friends, all one word. Hashtag insane friends. So everybody needs a few insane friends. And we certainly have quite a few here. And that is going to be a playlist just full of our insane friends. Yes, that's it. You got it perfectly, Verdict Squad. Thank you for helping out with that. You know, if we did have a fitness channel, Insane Gain would be like you were talking about. That would be great for a fitness channel. But I'm not going to do a fitness channel. I'm too old for that now. I barely keep myself fit. Like I told you on your live, I got a 2-month-old Snickers right here underneath my belt line. It's just sticking there. I do good to have 2, maybe 3 lines, and you got to count this line right here in order for me to have 2. This one and this. Ryan Trenner, thank you for coming and supporting and helping. It was great to hang out with you. Yes, Gangsang would be good for a fitness channel. It sure would be. Man, I tell you what, I wish I'd have thought about that when I was still doing all the martial arts and stuff, because I was doing 5 days a week. I was doing 2 classes a day, and then this was after a full-time job, and then I would go from my judo classes. When judo class ended, I'd always stay a little bit late. There was one other guy that was willing to stay late with me and do a little extra practice, and then I would go to the gym and I'd do upper body, and then 3 days of the week I would go from doing weights and upper body. I would hit the pool and I would swim laps. And oh man, I could swim a mile non-stop. I could swim a mile at that time. And if I was going to do some fitness videos, I should have done them then. Alan, welcome to the chat. DSW, you're right. Make a workout about working on transmission. Man, I tell you what, all those years doing that, that is a workout. And one of the reasons why I retired from that and quit building those transmissions, I was doing 400 to 600 units a year. And in addition to building 400 to 600 units a year, I was doing a lot of other repairs. Of course, I had a crew of 5 to 10 men helping me at all times. Well, at least the last decade or so, I had a crew of 5 to 10 men, but I always like to jump in there and be in the trenches with them and get dirty with them. But I had, after my 4th hernia, I finally had to admit that I can't be picking up and carrying around 150, 250 pound transmissions, and a lot of the truck transmissions are getting up to 550 pounds a piece now, the E4ODs and the 4R100s. And even being in the office and having that crew, and I still couldn't resist going out there every once in a while and showing the young boys how it's done. And they're having trouble, and I just can't help but help. I got to jump in there and lead from the trenches. It's just the way I am. The only way to stop doing it was to get away from it. But luckily, my parts company was doing well and improving, and I was able to switch from doing the rebuilds and stuff to just selling the transmission parts. And then it went last year, February of last year, it went worldwide, and it has continued to grow since then. So my main source of income, of course, is not YouTube, because YouTube doesn't pay that much. It is from my transmission parts company. And then, of course, I own some commercial property that I was smart enough to invest in while I was making really good money with MasterTech Corporation. And so there's income from that. Emergency vehicles, trains, and aircrafts is in the house. Now that is sounds interesting to me. Like the sound of that. There's some other people that I discovered since we've been supporting each other in the #IamCreator community and getting further out from just the car community and further out from just the #Insane community and stuff. There's another channel. It reminds me, your name, Emergency Vehicles, Trains, and Aircrafts, reminds me of another channel that we recently discovered. They showed up in a live, and I'm glad I went to support them and stuff, because they have a lot of digging machines, backhoes and dozers and stuff like that. It's really interesting. Verdict Squad is 11 away from 600. So there may be another celebration coming soon. See, we have already had somebody hit 100. We had somebody hit 500. And now we've had Camaro Time hit 800. And we have Verdict Squad right on the verge of hitting 600. 11 away from it. And I know, Verdict Squad, you're usually on Mondays and Tuesdays from 6 to 8 or 9 depending on how long you go, 6 to 8 or 9-ish. And do you go on Wednesday nights? Because I haven't had anybody actually commit to that. Alex Fisher, still in the house. Yes. On Monster Squad. Yes. Now, in case, for people like Verdict Squad, who's only 11 away from 600, you're close to something like that. If you haven't looked through the comments at the bottom of my videos, there are a lot of good supportive people in the comments below my videos if you want to check them out. Let's see if I can pull up a page here, give you a sample, let you see. Go to my studio. There's also people, of course, on my Sane Enterprises page. Let's go to comments. On my last video, you can see there's Ramblin' Rose and Sir Lancelot. If there's any of these names that you don't recognize, Verdict Squad, you might go support them, and I'm sure they'll support back. There's Ameda Apex Fit, Maria Lyrics, Auto Dreamer 77, Rusty Zipper, Rob Hoffman, Ray Hayden, Halos and Heathens, which was in the live chat earlier today. Right here on the right, you can see which video this is on. A good video man. Oh, that's what they commented. I'm sorry. High Octane RT, who I think was also in the live chat earlier today. Alan Oxendine, Uzo Lou, DSW Joyride Productions, Frog Tech Tips, Gregory Salvatore. That is who has the other channel. I was trying to think of his name, Gregory Salvatore. And Roger Bailey, Alfredo L1. Roger Bailey's got these great videos of cars in the UK. Top-notch quality production, too. Just really awesome. Graciously Grace, Benjamin Chavez, Travel Odyssey, a Reef Channel, and yeah, it's jumping around. Let's see here. Got more. Broke Necks, Auto Dreamer 77 again. Dr. Sten Ekberg has a lot of interesting videos. I think he is a chiropractor, and he's got a lot of information on your joints, spine, arthritis, rotator cuffs, you know. Angel Dominique, Geeks, General Ectoplasmic, shorten your name, please. Hemi JL8, JJ the Karaoke Rideshare Driver, Stephen Cox Bass. He's in my mastermind group, and he does play bass, and he's really good at it. He also has some instructional videos on how to play bass. He's got some versus videos on bass. Trucking Studios. And like I was saying before, if you're having trouble figuring out what to say in somebody's comments, and then watch the video and see something in the video that you can comment about, or type in something like, I found you from Saneauto's live stream, or I found you on so-and-so's page, whoever's page you found them on when you went to their comment. And keep in mind, if you find these people through comments, other people can find you through your comments. So go out and put as many comments on as many videos as you possibly can, because people can find you that way, and you're helping improve people's analytics for their videos by putting comments as long as you let the video play. If you just hit and run comments like a sub for subber, you're really killing the people's analytics. It's not good. Trucking Studios, can reach out to them. John Goodrow, Rev and Redline. You notice it's got a lot of car guys in my community, in my immediate circle. That's, you know, where we started. It's Saneauto, you know, and we started with helping build the car community. Then we started building the hashtag Sane community, which started out as a car community, and then we got involved with the hashtag I am a creator community, which turned out just grew big and big because there were so many positive, and everybody in this car community is very positive too. It's just we weren't as big. You know, we started reaching out to people other than just car people. It just blew up, and that's what the hashtag I am a creator community does. It reaches out to everybody. It doesn't discriminate against anybody. It may not be as focused on a single niche, but it is very focused on the community itself. And that's what we were all mostly lacking, is we didn't know enough about how to work in a networking community, in a building community. Some of us, all we really knew was a little bit of sub for sub stuff, and sub for sub stuff just doesn't work. It doesn't work like community building works. Community building really works. Yes, yes, Alan, comments are important. Very positive, powerfully positive comments are very powerful. Yes, there's a lot of cars needing work, and I helped as many as I could get back on the road and be able to get back to work. And now the way I help people get back on the road is by selling the parts that they need, and I still get some of that satisfaction above and beyond the money. I always loved that satisfaction of getting somebody's car back on the road, and seeing them being so excited when they got their car back and it was running right. And I take them for this test drive and show them what we did, and they say things like, "Oh man, this car's never run. It's great. It didn't run this good when I got it," and that kind of thing. And that was always very, very satisfying. And now I still get some comments like, "Oh man, I was looking for this part for 4 or 5 months and nobody had it," and that kind of thing. And that is also very satisfying, because now I know they can finish putting their car back together. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm still in it, because, you know, actually this growing communities online and doing businesses online and making money online, this is where it's at now. I mean, this is something we didn't have available to us before, and it has so much more potential than all the brick and mortar businesses I've done in the past. It has so much less cost involved than all the brick and mortar businesses in the past. And I mean, for example, somebody was complaining on one of the other channel building channels the other day. By other, I mean other than the Sane Enterprises, that by the time they buy all their equipment and stuff, it's going to be like $600 or $700 to buy all their cameras and equipment and stuff, and they didn't know how they was going to come up with the money, and they invest in all this equipment to have they're going to do affiliate links and have this business, and it's going to make all this money, but they can't come up with this. I sold Saturday one piece of my equipment out of my shop for over $2,000, And that's like half of what I paid for it. That's only one piece of equipment. And I have 1,000, 2,000 pieces of equipment still there in one of my buildings, just one of my buildings. And I had invested all that, you know, over $100,000 worth of equipment in one business alone, in one building alone. And so I hear guys talking about, you know, how hard it is to come up with $600-700 for all the equipment they need for their business. A business that could potentially make as much money as my brick and mortar business that I had to pay $100,000. And of course I was paying payments on that over time. But still, you know, my monthly payment on some of that equipment was $600-700 a month. And nowadays you can buy $600-700 worth of equipment. You can start with your cell phone. You can start with your cell phone and start a YouTube channel, start putting links on there, maybe have 1 or 2 plugins that are $9 or $10 a month, which is less than my gym membership, and have your internet service provider bill once per month, and you have a business that has the potential to do, you know, 6 figures per year. You could be doing, you know, $50,000, $100,000 within your first 1 or 2 years. It is so doable. Yes, Verdict Squad, our community is an incubator for YouTube channels. It already is an incubator for YouTube channels, and that is the correct term for it. And I am literally have written down in my notes that is one of the words that's going to be on my channel art on the Sane Enterprises channel, because that's what it, and that's one of the reasons why I keep saying, like with the belt rankings, we're going to have rankings for the people that are, you know, everybody starts out at 1 figure. They're between 1 and 10 subscribers. They start out at 0. Sane Enterprises channel started out at 0 just 3 weeks ago. Because of this community, hashtag I'm a creator, hashtag insane, friends, because of this community, yes, 7 figures for everyone, Verdict Squad, absolutely. When we get to 7 figures, we're going to have to be organized to where everybody at 7 figures takes care of each other at 7 figures and looks out for each other at 7 figures and looks out for the people at 6 figures, because we're not going to have time to take care of everyone. And we're going to have to instill in the people and teach the people that are at 6 figures to take care of 6-figure people and 5-figure people. And we're going to have to instill in them that they have to take care of 5-figure people and 4-figure people. And those people that are at 4 figures, which we are right now on Saneauto, we're at 4 figures, and we are responsible for taking care of people that are 4 figures and 3 figures, which are people that are in the hundreds, and helping them out and making sure people don't get left behind. And you people that are at 3 figures, you think you're at the bottom, but you're not. You have got responsible for people at 3 figures that are in the hundreds and helping them out, and helping out people that are at 2 figures. And if you have any time left over, that's when you help out people that are single figures and stuff like that. This will become more and more evident the higher in rank you become, that we have to delegate responsibility. And yes, that's a good point, Verdict Squad. Your phone was just over $100, and you don't need anything else to grow where you're at today. I mean, you can still continue to grow with just that. Now, I have, because of money that my parts company makes, I was able to invest in a really nice, last year, the really nice Nikon 3400. And you can see that a lot of my car filming I have done with this DSLR Nikon 3400. And that was quite an investment, because not only are you looking around $500 for the camera, but then you got to have spare batteries, you got to have charger and all that kind of stuff, carrying case, and eventually you're going to want to have more lenses, those kind of things. So you can easily spend $1,000 on that alone, but it's still compared to regular brick and mortar businesses. I mean, I will end up, and I'm not going to say I can, I will make this business, I will make this YouTube channel with affiliate links and other techniques. I will make this one YouTube channel, Saneauto, I will make it make 6 figures in money. Within the next 2 years, it will be making 6 figures in money by the end of, if not this year, 2018, by the end of 2019, I will have just this channel and what this channel does making 6 figures. And whether the Sane Enterprises makes money or not, I don't care. I wanted that channel to do one thing, and that is help grow the community and be full of videos about helping the community and stuff. But this channel is a business, and that's one of the things I'll be teaching on Sane Enterprises, is run your channel like a business. And it is amazing that for every piece of equipment that you buy, you could have the premium amount of equipment and lots of it for what it costs for one piece of equipment in one of my brick and mortar businesses. One of the cleaning machines for cleaning the parts is $6,000. How much recording equipment and lenses and all kinds of stuff can you have for $6,000? I have this. I had to fill out a form every year and pay taxes on every piece of equipment I had in every building, in every business. A separate form for every business, a separate form for every building, a list of equipment. In one of my buildings, and pay taxes on it every year, because even after you buy the equipment, you own the equipment, they want you to pay taxes on the equipment that you own. And you got these big pieces of equipment in the building that you can't hide it. You got to pay taxes on it. To me, I think it should be deductible. You should be able to deduct it, because you wouldn't have to have that equipment if you weren't working on stuff for people. But in one building, 10 lifts at an average of $5,000 a piece. That's $50,000 in this one building. One waste oil heater, $7,500. I paid for that. But it's nice. It's a Shenandoah 350,000 BTU, and it would make that shop, which is 8,000 square feet, we would shut that thing on in the morning at 7:30, and within 2 hours it'd be 60 degrees in there. I don't care if it was 5 degrees outside, it'd be 60 degrees in there, and we'd be working in t-shirts. Yes, and Verdict Squad says a lot of people also say that they spend so much time editing, scripting, etc., but they lack the focus you do. Part of that is probably a lack of education on their part, or a lack of experience in doing other things that are harder. Because if you, what helps me a lot, and it helped me a lot in every business, is when I start feeling sorry for myself and I catch myself whining or complaining about what I'm having to do and how much time and effort I'm having to put into the task at hand, I try to remember something that I was doing, making a similar amount of money in the past that was even harder. And then it gets my perspective back in balance. And then I can more easily get myself to do what I'm supposed to do. And that simple trick in the mornings too, with making myself make my bed. Being a military brat, I'm one of those that kind of rebelled against that when I got older, thinking here I've had to do this getting up early in the morning and making the bed and all that stuff since I was a little child, and we were living on base, and that was part of the lifestyle, and I wanted to be able to get away from that and maybe sleep late and not make my bed and stuff like that. But now I'll make myself make my bed even though I hate doing it, and I remind myself that I hate doing it while I'm doing it, which makes it even harder to do. But then I remind myself that I am making myself do something I really don't want to do, because I do like walking in when I go to bed at night and seeing a nice made up bed, and the reward for doing it is that I get to see the nice made up bed. That makes me feel good. In order to get that reward, I've got to make myself do something I don't want to do. And the point is, I can make myself do something I don't want to do, which means I'm in control. And if I'm in control of me, I'm in control of my day. And I'm going to conquer my day because I can control me. I can make me do stuff, even stuff I don't want to do. Anybody can make themselves do things they want to do. But when you truly become a master of anything, is when you can make yourself not only do the things you want to do, but the other things that are involved that you don't want to do, that are necessary in order to get yourself in a position where you can do the things you want to do. Yes, a lot of people neglect marketing, social media, interacting with others, and actually spending time directly helping others and being visible in the community. Yes, you are really, really talking some community stuff right there. Some stuff that we all need help with. Some of the stuff we really, really need to touch on the Sane Enterprises page for the benefit of everybody in these communities. Hashtag, it is one of the things that is most left out of the other channels that talk about channel growth, talk about growing on YouTube, talk about improving your channel, improve even your individual videos growth. I would say it is 33% of your growth. So that leaves 66% left. What is that? Number one, making the videos themselves. There's 33% of your growth. Making the videos themselves and making them as good as you can and interesting content. Then the other 33% is the time that you spend on your channel itself, making your playlists, putting your tags on there, making your thumbnails, making good titles, all that kind of stuff. And all the channel growth channels teach all that kind of stuff. They teach you 66% of what you need to know and tell you to do 66% of what you need to do. The other 33% is what we're talking about here right now. The difference between sub for sub or community building. The networking and community building, all that kind of stuff is the other third that we were all missing last year and the time and before that, before the I Am Creator community came about and we started talking about this, started learning this stuff and started doing this stuff. We were missing 33% of what needed to be done in order to make our channels grow. That's why our channels went from mediocre, anemic growth to when we started interacting in this community properly, our growth just exploded because we finally obtained that other third of the good habits that we needed in our daily routine to make the first 66% of what we were doing pay off. So not having the community stuff, not having the interacting with others, not spending time directly helping others, like those things that Verdict Squad mentioned, not doing those things is kind of like building the bottom end of an engine with all your pistons and your crankshaft and everything, building the heads and even the intake and all that stuff, and then neglecting to put the fuel injection system or the carburetor on it and expecting it to run. You know, our videos on our channels are the cylinders of that engine, that money-making engine. They're the cylinders. And then all the other stuff we do to it is like putting the heads on it. But the community building is the fuel system that fuels all that. And so if we have all that and we built all that, but we don't put a fuel system on it, we don't join a community and we don't put time and effort into building that community, and when we've not built the fuel system and we don't have a fuel system, it's not going to run. It's not going to work. Okay, Verdict Squad says not a GMC or Chevy person, DSW. Okay, well that's fine. You don't have to be, because on this channel we do all vehicles. We like all vehicles. We spend a lot of time on a lot of different vehicles. And if you're not a GMC or Chevy person, does that mean you're a Mopar person? Because there's a lot of Mopar guys here. Now, DSW Joyride Productions has taken the cab off of an F350 so we reach the back of the stupid Man, I tell you what, I've got a air conditioning component on the Jaguar V12 that I have been putting off. I do not want to have to replace it because part of it is seized on there, and it's going to be really difficult to get off. But the worst part is, it is right at the back of one of the heads, right at the firewall, and down in there just far enough, it's like that much room, and you can't take a cab off of that. It's you know, it's a Jaguar XJS, so it's unibody construction. There's no frame. And I certainly don't want to pull a whole V12 out just to replace that one air conditioning component. But until I do, you know, the air conditioning works for about 10 minutes and then it quits cooling, and until this component cools off and it starts working again. And that gets to be really, really troublesome in the summertime here in the South. Oh, you cover the whole U.S. board. Yeah, I know. I can relate to that, DSW Joyride. You got the Ford, the Dodge, and 2 Chevys. And soon the Blazers will be rebuilt. And you'll be getting another Ford or a Dodge. Yeah, actually ended up trading my Dodge pickup truck, which was the 1500 extended cab with the Magnum engine and everything. It had a 6-inch lift kit on it. Ended up trading it for a $13,000 Kubota zero-turn mower. It's made it so much easier to take care of this acreage here. And so the only other Dodges I have is a couple minivans and which I don't think that even counts, and a old Intrepid. But I've got my Mustang, I've got my Corvette for my GM, and I've got my import is my Jaguar. So pretty much got the bases covered. Verdict Squad. Oh, you like the ATVs? Nothing wrong with that. And yes, DSW Joyride's one of the ones from the Mopar community. A lot of good people in the Mopar community. If it hadn't been for Mopar community and building the hashtag Insane community and other car guys in the car community, then, you know, here at Saneauto, we wouldn't have had any support at all before, you know, the hashtag I Am Creator community. You know, before then, before the hashtag I Am Creator community came along, guys in the Mopar community and in other car communities were the only people who were willing to do any kind of community and any kind of support. And it seemed like they were the only guys that got it, that got this thing about, you know, you need to support each other, that you need to interact with each other. And the only guys that seem to understand that you need to reach out and support other channels in order to facilitate your own channel growth. And so that is a real testament to a lot of the car guys, and a lot of car guys get a lot of prejudiced from other communities, when I think they're some of the greatest guys in the world. Yes, thanks for coming, Verdict Squad, and yes, you're the feeling is mutual. You're a very well-spoken young man, and it is a pleasure talking to you. And I think you have a great deal of potential, and so does your channel. And Alex is back. You're back just in time to see me go heat up my coffee. Ooh. Good morning, Broke Necks. Is it morning where you're at? Because it's like middle of the afternoon here. Or are you joking? I'm going to go heat up my coffee in a second. For just a second. Oh, thank y'all for waiting for me to heat my coffee. Just doing, oh, Alaska time. So it's about to be permanent day. And how long does it stay permanent day? Is that like 3 months of daytime in Alaska? I'm so glad we never got, my family never got stationed at a base in Alaska. Not that I didn't want to see the beautiful countryside and everything in Alaska. It's just I really don't like cold. I don't like cold. I like seeing the pictures and stuff of Alaska. And DSW, aren't you the one I was watching your videos where y'all are riding vehicles through the snow and stuff in Alaska? That's your videos, right? I think that makes it even more interesting to see the countryside and stuff like that. It does for me anyway, because I like the vehicles. And I like seeing what the vehicles can do. Broke necks, you're right. That is broke necks. Broke necks is, yeah. This is tearing up the snow in the vehicles. You're right. No, yours is the car stuff, DSW. Southern Oregon. Right. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're the DSW Joyride. You've got the one. I was just watching your video on the where you put the smoked out tail lights, the new smoked out tail lights, and then you were you had that video with the talking about the 100 subscribers giveaway that you were doing. We were talking about that last time, and then right before then, you can see the red line where I watched that video on the note. Oh, that you're the one that had the 10 noteworthy vehicles for 2018 and 19. Okay, so I was thinking about, since I watched your video on that, I was thinking about going to some of these new car dealers because I always do the older vehicles, and I do notice that every once in a while, like I did that that brand new 2018 Ferrari, it gets a lot more views than the old classic cars and stuff like that. I was thinking of going to some of these new car dealers and seeing what's new for the new muscle cars, and if they have any that I can film, and maybe doing 3 or 4 new muscle cars video. And you inspired that. And I saw that right while I was watching that right there. I was thinking, I could do something like that. It'd be really consistent with the channel content. I have not seen this new 10 features your car will have by 2020. I'm going to have to watch that. See, you're going to have to comment on one of my videos so I can follow your comment back so I get a chance to watch that video. Broke neck, stick with older vehicles for old cars like me. I'm never going to give up on the older vehicles. That's for sure, because I like them. I have my eye on another museum that's not, the cars are not as old as the last museum I went to, but I'm trying to get the wife away from the insurance office long enough to make the trip and go up there, and I want to film some of those vehicles. And there are a lot of vehicles from movies, famous movie vehicles. So I think y'all will like that. And I could film enough of those. They've got enough of them there. I could film enough of those to keep us busy for a couple of weeks. Yeah, talk to the manager about having a YouTube channel and grow the vehicle. Yeah, you're right, and that's the way I do it when I go to the new car dealerships. But what I usually have done in the past is I went after their trade-in muscle cars and stuff, and because I'll see something like a nice old classic in the parking lot that somebody's traded in or in the showroom there, and I'm like, oh, that looks good. and I want to film that, and I go in there and I talk to him about filming that. And well, I start talking to him about filming in the first place, and then I let him know which one I want to film. And you'd be surprised how many of them are just really stuck up, uppity, like they're doing you some kind of favor of letting you film their car and in their way and wasting their time and stuff, when really you're giving them free advertising, you know. And they just, you know, there's, despite the fact that YouTube gets more views during prime time than all of the network television, all the television networks combined, YouTube still has more viewers than all the network televisions combined, even during prime time. So many businesses, not mine, of course, but so many brick and mortar businesses just do not take YouTube or anything that has anything to do with the internet seriously. They're still living in the past, thinking that, and they'll tell you sometimes, you'll be talking to them sometimes, because I talk to a lot of business owners, being a business owner, and they'll say things like, I've been doing this way for 30 years and this is the way we do it, or we've been doing it this way for 50 years and we make lots of profit and we've got lots of market share and we're doing this and we don't need that internet crap. And they think it's just a whole bunch of little kids playing on the internet. What I've found is that thing they talk about, if you need to know how to do something on the internet, get a 9-year-old or a 12-year-old. Well, I've found that most 9-year-olds and 12-year-olds would be completely lost doing what we're doing. Unless you're talking about gaming or games, they don't know what the heck they're doing on the internet. It's mostly people our age. You know, 20s to the 50s. 20s to the 50s. That know how to do stuff on the internet that actually makes money. And they do a lot of it. And that's another reason why I'm on a mission to, you know, right now I'm talking a lot about community building and helping out with community building and stuff on Sane Enterprises. But once a lot of people have got the community built up, got their audiences built up to where they can make money off of affiliate links and stuff like that, I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos on helping people learn how to do that, because I don't want to just have this channel having 6 figures of support on it, but also 6 figures of income. And I want all you founder guys that were here at the beginning for these last 2 months growing this audience and being part of the community, I want you to be able to turn your YouTube channels and stuff into a business as well and be making 6 figures in income as well. And then if you want to quit your jobs and stuff because you're making so much money online that you can, and spend more time with your family and make more money than you did, and do like I do. I hardly ever do burnt, bruised, and bleeding anymore. I don't have to anymore. And I want you guys to be in the same position to where you don't have to do burnt, bruised, and bleeding jobs anymore. Camaro time! Oh, did you see your channel? Yes. Yes, it is done. And yeah. There you go, Camaro time. 800. 800 celebration. Yeah, I knew you'd like that when you got a chance to check in. You see that now. We had, who was that here? We had 2 people when you were sitting at $7.99 that went and supported you. If we look back here in the comments, Auto Monster and who else was it? Auto Monster and the Wedding 911, which is the second channel of, they both went and supported your channel right at $7.99. So you went from $7.99 to $8.01 with Auto Monster and the Wedding 911. And the Wedding 911 is the second channel of, let's see who is it? Salvadore, Gregory Salvadore. So, yeah. Hashtag insane growth. Hashtag I am a creator community. So that's what I want. That's why I'm concentrating on channel growth and advice on channel growth and videos and community growth and all that stuff on Sane Enterprises. I'm concentrating exclusively on that, and I haven't said anything on that channel yet about affiliate links and the money making aspects of it yet, because you're not going to make a lot of money off affiliate links or anything else on YouTube until you have an audience. And one thing you got to think about when you've done a lot of supporting and you've done a lot of help in the community and you're getting tired and you're running out of time and you're thinking about, should I support this one more person or do this one more thing before I shut off the computer? Every single person you support in the community is going to later, within the next 1 or 2 months, end up being at least 10 to 100, maybe more, in audience eyeballs on your channel. So right now, you can see there's like over 1,000 people in the hashtag I am creator community alone. And we're each individual's trying to support maybe 100, couple hundred of those people and stay in touch with the 100, couple hundred of those people that are receptive to talking back and forth with each other in the comments and staying active and stuff like that. Because let's face it, not everybody is active in the community. And the ones that are most active, you need to stay in touch with the most and support the most. Those are the people that are still going to be with us at 6 or 7 figures. Those are the people that are going to grow this. They're putting the most into the community with that activity. And so for each one of those people, I mean, look at my page. Look at the Sane Enterprises. I have over 500,000 views. What's the ratio there? That far outweighs the 1,000 people that are in the community. And I know a lot of those viewers were already there before I Am Creator even existed. You know, I've probably had 400,000 views, but I'm getting close to 600,000. That's another 200,000 views since the I Am Creator community started. And there's a little over 1,000 people in the I Am Creator community. That's about 100 views per person in the community. That's a lot of eyeballs. So if you can just support one more, you could just get one more person into the community and support them, or keep one more person in the community that is feeling, one person that is feeling defeated, one person that is feeling a little depressed, one person that is feeling overwhelmed, and you can talk them back up again. Or support them in some way, tweet their videos and stuff and get them to feeling accomplished again so that they stay active in the community. You know, you're saving at least 100 eyeballs for your channel. Like I say a lot in my videos, it is in your best interest to think of the best interest of the other person, to keep the best interest of the other person in mind. If you just keep the best interest of the other people in the community in mind and do things that's in their best interest, it's in your best interest to do that. It does come back to you. And it's fun to celebrate. Like what happened with Camaro time today is so fun to celebrate with them and celebrate their accomplishments. And it just feels like we hit 800 again. And see, DSW Joyride is at 116. It's going to come up. It's going to get better. You see 803 right there. That's two more supporters since since we were pushing. And this, because when you do all the right things to try to get growth, it builds up momentum, and then you achieve the goals that you were set out to achieve, and then the ball keeps rolling, and then a more achievement occurs. And it doesn't hurt that he's been, just keeps making videos, and he's been improving his thumbnails and working on his page. Like I said, the community building is like 33% of it. It's the fuel injection, the carburetor and stuff. That's the community building. You're not getting fuel to your engine if you're not community building. You're not networking, and you're not supporting the community. You're not putting any fuel into your channel. Your videos are the cylinders. How many cylinders do you want in your engine? You want a 4-cylinder? Just put a few videos on. You want a V8? Put twice as many videos on. You want a big honking V12? Then put 3 times as many videos on there. That's how many cylinders you got, how many videos you got. The heads and the valves and the intake and all that is your tags, your titles, your thumbnails, all that kind of stuff is feeding your cylinders. It's your heads, it's your valves, it's your cam, it's all that. And then, so there's 66% of it. You've pretty much built an engine, a money-making engine, but you're not feeding it any fuel. You don't have a fuel system if you don't have a community. That community is the fuel system. And this I Am a Creator community is growing so big, so fast. And like I said, we're going to have to put some organization into it, some responsibility in it. And but it's going to go from being a carburetor to a fuel injection system, and next within it's only 2 months old now. When it's 6 months old, a year old, this community is going to work like a supercharger on our channels, just cramming fuel into that engine, which is your channel. And if you've got a lot of videos and you've done a lot of work on your thumbnails and a lot of work on your tags and a lot of work on your titles, and you know, you've really been working on that bottom end and that top end, then that fuel's going to go in there and it's going to do whatever your channel's capable of. So we got to do it all. We've got to really work on it all. Got to keep that content consistent and focused on one type of content, And that's why, one of the reasons why I opened up Sane Enterprises page as a whole nother page, not just another playlist, as a whole nother page, so we can talk about nothing but this kind of stuff on that page without any automotive stuff or anything, so it can be laser focused on community building, YouTube channel building, and later on, when everybody's got a big audience and lots of people are at 5 figures, 6 figures, and 7 figures, because lots of people right now are still at 2 figures, 3 figures, and 4 figures. And a lot of people are close to 5 figures right now, but there's mostly 2 figures, 3 figures, and 4 figures. So everybody needs to be concentrating on all these basics on their channel, and the community growth and the audience building. Need to be concentrating on that, and concentrating on helping each other out and not losing people in the community, but gaining people into the community, teaching them the difference between networking and community building and sub for sub, not to be doing sub for sub. And eventually sub for sub. Right now, the dirty little secret is that some people are still getting gains from sub to sub, but YouTube is working on that, and they're making it harder and harder for anybody to gain anything from doing sub to sub. And 6 months from now, sub for sub's not going to work at all. It's just not going to work at all. It's going to do nothing but bad things. It already does almost an equal amount of bad things as it does good things. It just doesn't work out, and it certainly doesn't work nearly as well as community building and networking. It doesn't work nearly as well, because you get so much more out of supporting channels than you do for just subbing a channel. And you give so much more when you support a channel than you do if you just sub a channel. And we got to keep educating people on that. And the Sane Enterprise channel is all about that and nothing but that, and it can laser focus on that. And this channel is going to continue to be a lot of automotive content, like what we were talking about earlier, with what's going on with the electric cars, what's going on with Tesla, what Renault is doing with its car, this little ugly Renault here. I'm sorry, Renault. You've got a great idea and you're doing great things with your little electric car. And I'm sorry for bashing you so much for the look of the car, but your car's ugly. I mean, come on, guys. You didn't have to make the car so ugly. But they do. They have a good idea. They're letting people choose whether they buy the battery or lease the battery without having to have the same deal on the car. They can buy the car and lease the battery instead of leasing the whole car. They can buy the car and lease the battery, and leasing the battery, when they buy the car and lease the battery, instead of it being $35,000 or $40,000, it ends up being about $25,000 for the car, and about $40, $50 per month for leasing the battery. Let me look right here and just see. Yeah, around 49, so it's probably 50 something US to lease the battery. And that way the owners of the car don't have to worry about buying a battery if the battery goes bad, because if the battery goes bad, it's under lease and it is actually owned by Renault, and Renault just replaces it for free and continues to charge them the same 50 bucks a month for the lease. 49 euros, and that has rocketed this little car into being the best-selling electric car in France right now, and it's starting to take over in Europe. But like I said, don't worry. This is not a replacement for our muscle cars. It's not nothing to do with that. And when one of these little electric cars shows up in my driveway, all it's going to replace is the little 4-cylinder beater car that I use for gas mileage. I'm always still going to have my muscle cars. There's still my Mustang's going to be there. My Corvette's going to be there. Uh, uh, Maybe my Jaguar. I might have something different besides the Jaguar. But I've had that Jaguar for a long, long time. And if I if I do something with the Jaguar, I'll get some other kind of import. If I do something with the Corvette, I'll get some other kind of GM to replace it. You know, I'm always going to have, and I'm sure you guys too are too. You're always going to have some kind of muscle car in the driveway. You get something like this, the price gets low enough, the practicality gets good enough. You know, if they get all these little kinks worked out with electric cars, and you end up with one in the driveway, it's going to be like the pickup truck or the SUV, the muscle car, and then the efficient car. At least that's the way it'll be in my driveway. Yeah, that little SRT Neon is they're pretty neat little sleepers, and they're so lightweight. It's they kind of seem like a really good competitor to the those little Honda Civic S or Honda Civic RS, whatever they are. Yes, DSW, a little fuel saver, and that's the bracket that they exist in. They're like the little fuel saver car bracket, and because like the big luxury Tesla S is, yeah, it can fill that bracket of the fuel saver, but it can't because it's so much more expensive. It's so much more expensive. My problem with the Civics is that when you start having, if you have a transmission problem, this has always been the problem with the Hondas. If you have a transmission problem, it's so horribly expensive that your car's total. Your car's total. Which, with the Toyotas, if you were going to have a non-American fuel saver in your driveway, let's say you decide to get something other than that. Ford's got a really good fuel saver. The little Fiestas, and you know, GM's got a couple of really good fuel savers. But if you were going to get an import, what I've done is I've got the little Toyota, because the Toyotas, yeah, the Honda Type R, that's what I was trying to say. The Honda Type R. The problem with the Honda Type R is it's no longer a fuel saver. When they make it a Type R, it doesn't have that great gas mileage anymore. And it kind of really defeats the whole purpose. You know, and that's what happens with that. I mean, if you're going to have a little fuel saver like that in the drive, at least for me, I'm going to have a little fuel saver like that. The Toyota I've got is like the base small Toyota with the smallest 4-cylinder and the best gas mileage you can have. It's not. I want to go fast or want to go quick or want to feel that power. I'm going to get in the Mustang. I'm going to get in the Corvette. I'm going to get, you know, and then I had that Magnum engine in the Dodge truck. You know, what do I need my little import 4-cylinder car to be fast for when I have all that? I've got those bases covered. So now, so that was my problem with the Hondas. Always was my problem with the Hondas. was just the repair costs were on par with like Volkswagen or BMW or something like that. And so when Toyota has the transmissions are really not that much worse to build than the American transmissions, and not that much more costly. But I still don't look at them like a muscle car. I still don't look at them as a replacement for anything like the Mustang or the Camaro or the Challenger or the Charger or any of that. They're just not any competition. If you want to ride a lawnmower, you send it in order to Mill Hill Mud Mowers and get one a lot cheaper. Yeah, you can ride that. So maybe that's what I could do with the Toyota when I get a little electric car, like maybe that Chevy Bolt or something. When they start getting it perfected and the price is down there, and I can use that for my really efficient car, and then I can put a deck on the bottom of the Toyota and ride it around and mow my grass with it in the air conditioning, because the air still works on the Toyota. And have an air conditioned lawnmower. Yes, and Alex loves all the cars, but the GMC and Chevys mostly. Yeah. I have to say one of the advantages that the GMs and the Chevys that I've always seen in every one that I owned is that if you have something like a 305 or a 350, then that is the most affordable replacement parts and mod parts and everything. That's the most affordable engine to maintain and build and mod. I mean, and they're easy to work on. And I'd say the Mopar transmissions were the easiest. Every guy I taught in the shop, I wanted to teach him transmission stuff. I would start with a Chrysler transmission, and then try to move them up to a GM, and then move them up to Ford. What Ford was thinking with that stupid A4LD and the 4R55Ws and 5R55Ws, those are was some of the most unnecessarily complicated things. I sure do like and still like their AODs, 4R70W stuff a lot better. And then LS swap, #1 motor swap. Yes, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Because if you're going to take something and swap a V8 into it that it didn't have in there, the LS is a really good choice to do that with. And then once you've got it in there, then you've got availability of parts to further your creation or to repair your creation, and if you have a problem. Well, the Chrysler trannies aren't that way anymore. All the newer Chryslers, I mean, well, I say newer to me, but I mean, it's 10, 15 years now of putting unnecessarily complicated 6-speed and 8-speeds and stuff in there now, and they don't look anything like. They kept that same basic design of like the 727s and 904s from the 60s all the way up until the 2000s, and that's what their A500s, the 42 RHs, and all that, the A618s, which were the 47 RHs and 47 REs, and even the 48 REs, were all born of that 727 design, and they were pretty consistent all the way through. But there were some flaws in that design that there was no way they were going to get around until they dropped it and totally redesigned and had a whole other different transmission, and they do now. And they're more like a BMW transmission now than they are like the older Chrysler transmissions. Yeah, the DSW Joyride, yeah, they're looking into 8-speed automatic transmissions. They already have them. There's quite a few of them out there already. And quite a few of them. Especially in stuff like the Corvettes and things. Got those 8-speed automatics. Some of the trucks already have them. It's almost 4 o'clock, guys. I'm going to have to get off of here. I've got to edit a video. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some video editing. I'm going to have to box up some parts to ship out. And then I got to get ready to go get Carol. And we've got Jim tonight, too. We'll go pump some iron. Get to feeling alive again. I have sure enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Oh, DSW Joyride says, having driven a semi 12-speed, I'm glad they are going to automatics. Still feel like it's a tragedy that manuals are trying to get phased out. Yeah, that manuals have just been so durable all these years, so reliable. I mean, if you treat one correctly, it'll last way longer than automatic. It's more efficient as far as gas mileage too, if you shift it correctly. To learn. All right, guys. Really appreciate hanging out with y'all today. Really appreciate y'all coming to the live and hanging out. And thank you so much for helping out with getting Camaro time up over 800. And we'll do another live soon. We'll do another live on Sane Enterprises and do nothing but community building and growth, and do some channel reviews and stuff like that on Sane Enterprises. Thank you for being here with me. I'm going to have to get off the couch and get dirty. I'll put some nastiness in these hands. I'm going to put some gloves on, but hey, I'm going to get some work done. See y'all later.